Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, today we have heard a strong call from world leaders for positioning employment and decent work for all at the center of the post-2015 development agenda. The quest for better jobs and for decent work opportunities is a common endeavor, both for developed and developing countries. And in order to be credible, the post-2015 development agenda must address this challenge. Youth employment, including employment for women and girls, is one of the most pressing issues of our times. In Africa, the continent with the youngest population, the creation of decent job opportunities for youth is on the top of the political agenda in most countries. Tackling youth employment is a fundamental social and economical challenge, as well as a major issue in the national, regional, and global security agenda. The lack of decent job opportunity for youth is a major cause of increasing violence and criminality, especially in urban areas, while concurring to destabilize governments and institutions. If we desire peace, we must cultivate social justice. These words were engraved in the original ILO building in Geneva. Such proclamation, translated to the present times, should be as such. If we want peace and security, we must promote decent employment for youth. Employment, free competition, social justice, and sustainability are the four pillars of the Angolan social and economical development program. There is no employment without competitiveness and economic growth. Nevertheless, economic growth by itself does not suffice to create decent employment or promote social justice and development. Substantial progress under the new agenda will require, first, a combination of policies to promote economic growth through economic reforms. Second, productive investment and private sector development. And third, ensuring that the jobs that are generated are decent, which means provide to those who can access them the change to get out of poverty. Angola supports the idea that decent and inclusive work for all must be complemented by meaningful and action-oriented targets covering core areas, namely, 1, youth employment and its extension to women and girls, especially in the rural areas. 2, social security. 3, workers' rights. 4, child and forced labor. 5, business development. 6, entrepreneurship. And 7, skills development. We are very pleased to preside over the ILO government body for 2014 to 2015, and in this capacity, we would like to formally announce, together with the Minister Jean-Pascal Labille, the establishment of the Group of Friends of Decent Work for Sustainable Development. The group will serve as a platform for the exchange of views and the coordination of positions on the role of decent work in the upcoming negotiations of the post-2015 Sustainable Development Agenda. All member states are kindly invited to join us. Let's work together for a better world with decent employment opportunities, peace, and prosperity for all. Thank you very much for your attention.
Honorable Ministers, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, dear Guy Ryder, today's seminar has shown that public policymakers and private business leaders alike have very similar views on the importance of decent work as an underlying principle of inclusive development. We all understand that humanity as a whole is diminished if so many people, especially youth and women, are denied opportunities to develop their skills and competencies, or are obliged to work for sorrowful wages or in unsafe conditions. Not only will they be unable to provide for themselves and their families, their talents will be wasted. From a human rights and social stability perspective, this is something our society simply cannot allow. But there is more. There is a growing consensus that reducing morally unacceptable levels of inequalities is indeed also good economics. How hollow would a vision of sustainability be if it would be built on exclusion and discrimination? I believe that the concept of decent work should be fully recognized and reflected in the Global Sustainable Development Agenda that is in the making. Employment, labor conditions, and social protections are key issues, and they have been reasonably well captured in the debate so far, in particular in the proposal for Sustainable Development Goals. However, there should not be a trade-off between economic, social, and environmental targets. Any new development agenda that fails to integrate these aspects will simply not work. Therefore, we must be vigilant that decent work and social protection are not weakened in the negotiation processes. That's why Belgium and Angola, supported by the ILO, decided to create a group of friends of decent work for sustainable development. It's my pleasure, together with our Angolan friends, Mr. Vice President, thank you very much, to officially launch this group today. Our aim is to be the advocates of decent work and to build partnerships among like-minded countries from North and South. Our methods will be open-minded, informal, and pragmatic. We will strive to mobilize political support for the furthering of decent work in the post-2015 agenda. We will give advice and guidance on goals and targets concerning these issues and act a platform for regular exchange. We'll meet in New York on several occasions. The publication of the so-called synthesis report of the Secretary General later this year, the session of the Commission for Social Development in February 2015, and the session of the integration segment of the UN Economic and Social Council in March 2015, the theme of which is achieving sustainable development through employment and decent work for all. We'll invite experts, stimulate debate, and build alliances. All member states are invited to participate actively in this group in order to ensure a broad ownership. The missions of Angola and Belgium and the ILO office are, of course, at your disposal for further information. I thank you for your attention.